somebody drove from Wisconsin last night all the way down here to bring this car, this Mercedes GL350, I think it is. It has a little bit of a problem with its diesel motor. I bet he's exhausted. He left about midnight. It's like 7:30 in the morning, something like that. Yeah, let's get this thing undone. Look how cute. It's a little baby.
Peter showed up this morning with this vehicle, and the engine is no good, so they're gonna put a different engine in it.
Your tuner module in. And then I think this has a hot V on the inside that the turbocharger goes on. I think the exhaust is on the inside instead of on the outside.
That's like the 6.7 Power Stroke. You see the turbos in here.
Yeah.
It's coming up from the inside of the motor, and they put the intake is in part of the valve covers. Yeah, it looks like air cleaner maybe here.
No, yeah,
intake?
air cleaner is even lower. They shoehorned this in there. It's
well, of course they
impossible to
did.
get into.
Them Germans.
Those air cleaners is $290 worth with the labor over 2 hours to replace them. Wow.
You know, there's
this fuel filter here is a heated fuel filter.
Yeah.
Just the element is another $270.
Yeah.
Here's your cartridge oil filter. And I bet you when we take this apart, where this flange goes on the block, we'll see where the gasket is not lined up. See if you got a charger.
That looks like a new.
Yes, it's a new. Yes, that came on just before it blew up.
So you had this motor put in. It lasted how long?
84,000 miles.
84,000 miles out of a Mercedes diesel.
Yeah.
It's full.
Always change the oil every 4,000 miles, no more than 5.
Well, that sucks. What happened to the German engineering?
That died in 1945 together with the great leader of Austria.
That's a shame. So 80,000 miles, and it's a V6 diesel. How many liter is it?
3-liter V6 diesel, 190 horse. No, this one in the Sprinter has 190. In here has 211, and 400 foot-pounds of torque. With a 7-speed transmission, it has a factory tow rating of 7,700 pounds.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, she moves when she runs right, but
yeah,
when she doesn't run, it's just a big boat's anchor.
Yeah, I mean, wow. They certainly got the wiring all crammed in there pretty tight. Looks like to me that's one of them you got to disassemble quite a bit to get the engine wiring harness out. Because it might have a bolt connector somewhere.
Yeah,
it sits on the engine. So this is
somewhere.
Here's an air intake.
And there's
this an air intake. Wow, this is a very tight. I mean, it's tight, but it looks like this motor. Does it come out of the bottom?
Comes out of the top, supposedly.
Huh. Wow, because it looks like it's sitting on a whole nother carriage there. Interesting.
It could be coming out of the bottom too. But that would only apply if you had a hoist. Well, you put a chain through the doors and then just lift. But then
okay.
That's only for the last removal of the engine if you don't want to put another one back in.
So you don't want us to lay it on its side, as you're saying?
It's too much body work later on.
Yeah. I got Sharpies, dude. We could touch that right up.
Okay.
That'd be okay. This will be interesting. It'll be interesting to try and make the two together. We're not even letting the cat out of the bag. We're going to do some measurements and see. The problem is this is a second motor. How many miles are on this now?
The body has 198 on it.
Yeah, so 2 motors in less than 200,000 miles. Those aren't great odds. So this motor, Peter thinks it's locked up, right?
Yes.
You're not
Yes.
certain, but you think it is.
Yes, I'm pretty
Have you
sure
tried
it
to
is.
crank it over, like by
This-
hand, manually?
No,
So should we do that first?
we could.
Just, I mean,
The
because
starter is not cranking anything over, even when the battery's charged.
yeah.
I'm thinking it's.
You were, so what happens? You were
What
driving
happened
with-
is I drove it. It was doing click, 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 and then all of a sudden it was click, 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 boom. I'm
Oh,
surprised
the
there's
tickety
no
tickety tack tack.
Yes, and then that was it.
Like it lost oil pressure.
Yes, like a connecting rod. I'm surprised it's not sticking out of the side of the block.
And it's still full of oil.
Yes.
So if something broke and stopping it from turning, that block held up pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's really nothing, not a whole lot identifiable here except for maybe the common rail fuel system and the intake. Everything else just looks kind of like foreign. Yeah, foreign. Looks foreign to me.
Hey, but it's built in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
You know that this is the biggest truck Mercedes has ever built?
Yeah.
And you know that they only build it in the US? Even all the ones that drive in Europe come out of Alabama.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's nice to hear.
The
They
GL
build
is
them here and
only
ship them
made
there.
in the US.
So this is all-wheel drive all the time,
Yes,
and it's independent. Each wheel's independent.
correct.
That's some big wheels.
Yeah, those are 20s. Same size like an F-150 would have. Those are actually RFTs, run flats too. Because it has the AdBlue tank in the back,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have enough room to put a spare in the truck.
Oh Lord. And it weighs 5,600, you said?
59 or 6,200. It weighs.
It's
I think
heavy.
it weighs more than a Sprinter does.
Wow. Well, I like how the air charge cooler's tucked way up in there. And it's a nice size air charge cooler. It's not like something dinky. The thing it'll be interesting to see is how they attach to it. You know, like their cooling system. If they're using,
I think there's some quick clamps on it,
yeah,
like some with the snap ring.
yeah. And it's I'm not seeing much radiator hoses. Look how little. Yeah, look.
Yeah, they got them snap rings on there too.
So that might, well, there's rubber though. So at least that's able to, oh, well, there's the whole problem with it right there. They just didn't put that clip back on. That's the only problem with this motor.
That's why it failed.
Yeah. But at least there's a way to do this. But I don't think that's diameter's enough for what we're thinking. I don't think that's going to be big enough for flow. Unless it may change down here. It may get bigger. Because you look in there, I think where it hooks the radiator, it gets larger. Right in
Yeah,
there.
a little bit.
That might be okay.
Oh yeah, and then, well,
So it's not getting another, what is this called? A Blue Tech motor, whatever
Blue
this.
Tech motor.
Yeah, it's not getting another one of these V6s.
Well, we don't know. If we pull one out of a Sprinter and make it fit, maybe.
Is it a V? It's a straight 6 or a V6?
It's the identical engine family, an OM642. In the Sprinter, it just has
But this
20.
will just be off-road use then, only. Just off-road.
Of course, off-road use only.
Yeah, that's all it would be for, just for off-road. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it has permanent all-wheel drive, so it's better for off-road.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know, that sounds like a very entertainable idea. I'll bet you the flywheel and the bell housing mounts would be,
Interchangeable.
or at least a lot closer to what we were thinking. And if it's a V6 as well, and it's got the same size, it might be an attractive option.
I know the oil pan is different, and I don't know if the oil pan is part of the block or not. See how the lower half bolts on and the upper half could be part of the block?
Yes, I do.
And the Sprinter has 2 quarts more oil too, I believe.
Well, lucky for you, we know a guy that can weld about anything. So if something has to be cut and
We can bring it to that guy.
fabricable, we'll find him. We'll track him down. Yeah. He can probably weld the stuff together. We can do the easy part. He can do the hard part.
It's funny you say that. I got a message this morning from Bob Moffat.
Yes.
and I think he welded an oil pan with some rod that I shipped him. That turned out really good. So
that same rod we used in the cast stuff. Cast aluminum.
Yes, that really expensive stuff that works real good.
Yeah. I was telling that friend of mine, I was telling you he's learning how to TIG weld. I was telling him I sent him a picture of that stuff, that rod.
He has sit in it once.
Oh, goodness, I don't think I'm worthy.
No, you're not, huh? Not worthy sitting in a junk car like that.
I fear we'll become a German car family. Holy moly. Jeez. You can tell it's had a little guy in it. A tall guy was in this.
And if you want to know how you shut the seatbelt ding 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 up, you just put that one in there, and then you're good to go.
So this looks like telescoping and tilt steering.
Yeah, there is a thing for it. There you go.
It's electric. You gotta be kidding me.
Everything on this. This is the highest trim level.
Then
the only thing that it doesn't have is the real leather seats.
Yeah.
This is MB taxi leather, like the taxi leather.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't have the Harman Kardon sound system, and it just has the regular Mercedes factory sound system. It plays off of a chip card too, MP3s. Under there, what? You open this up.
Well, it's no wonder it holds.
And then you open that up.
For pity's sake.
And then when you fill AdBlue, you have AdBlue all over your thing. Well, and if you don't put this in, you have mice in the car.
Well, at least you got your toe pin.
Yeah, that's for the front. Yeah. And then this one here is this. Where's the shackle for this? Who knows? Well, it's all good.
That's for the hitch?
Yeah, but that's for the winter, for if you want to pull people out of the ditch.
Because you wouldn't be pulling this out of the ditch. Oh, look, first aid kit.
And this is the German first aid kit. So I can show you the one in the Sprinter. The German first aid kit is like, oh, this is not the German one. This is the German one. Here, Verbandstasche first aid kit. This is the genuine Mercedes-Benz first aid kit. And it has everything according to German standard. So you have your anti-AIDS gloves in there, your gauze, your Rettungsdecke, like your little space blanket, some German bandages. See, this is still all original welded in. And usually there's like this weird scissors in here too. I don't know.
That's crazy. I don't send first aid kits with cars anymore.
Well, if you pay 90 grand in 2011, then back then the dollar was still worth something. You actually get a $20
it's like there's a remote kit or something in there. No? What the heck is that? Off a bike or something? Like a flashing thing?
Came with the car.
They didn't charge you extra for it. That's all.
I bought it used. Came with the car. See, and then they even put this on for anti-rattle sound deadening for the.
Jeez. And you got another one. Oh, look at that. Power fold down rears too. And an inverter.
Yes, and an inverter.
Wow.
Yeah, see here's power fold down.
It's pretty cool. And they're separate left to right.
And they come back up too when you press the up button.
Did you look at that? Just look at that.
Yeah. And then see the heater slots here?
Yeah.
Blowing right on the windows and stuff. Dual panoramic sunroof.
Oh, Lord. Well, we don't want this to stick around here too long. I don't want my wife seeing this and going, that's what I need.
Going to be driving it when this is done.
That's what I need.
You can press one button just to close the hatch. And the other button you can press and it closes the hatch and centrally locks everything.
Wow. Well, this will be interesting. I've always liked the Mercedes emblem. What was that one Mercedes when we were transporting? It was an SLK?
I don't
It's
know.
like a roadster type. Oh man,
It
was
could be
it?
an SLK. A 2-seater roadster
Yeah.
with a metal folding roof is an SLK.
And when you got out of it, it folded the windows and it lowered the suspension. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at this.
And then the memory on the seat not just remembers the seat, also the steering wheel.
And the mirrors
So you
too.
can, yes, and the mirrors. So you can save your setting, and when you recall it, it recalls the seat, the steering wheel, and the mirrors.
You mean you have to push the button in a Mercedes to do that?
Yeah, it doesn't automatically recognize the driver. Well, let me put it this way. There is a way to program it to the 2 keys. The 2 key fobs, depending on which fob you have in your pocket, who the driver is, and adjust automatically to that fob, too.
You know that some American-made ones go off of body weight.
No, I didn't know that. Mine would always be maxed
Strike
out,
one,
like
Germans.
300 plus. So, you know, my wife's 2007 Tahoe,
Yeah.
you can actually change the bottom and the back heated seat different.
Yeah.
You can like only do the back if you have a little bit back pain.
Well, if my wife was driving, the heated seat would be on full blast constantly.
All the time,
Yeah.
yes, I know.
It'd be 90 degrees out and she'd have the heated seat
Oh, yeah,
on.
I would have air conditioning at 65 and have heated
Third
seats
row.
on.
Well. We gotta look at Peter's trailer. He's got a tire loose in there. Let's get that thing off. So after talking with Peter for a while and doing some reading online, it seems like there's only 2 types of Mercedes with the Blue Tech engine, whatever that is. The one that needs an engine today and the ones that need it tomorrow. Apparently these are very problematic, which is ironic because Peter says they're the same base engine in this versus a Sprinter, and the Sprinter will go 300 to 500,000 with no troubles. So there must be something different about them. And this is the canister he was talking about. This is an oil filter canister. Apparently it had a leak or something. He had the Mercedes dealer replace it, and then shortly after is when he had the problem. So we're gonna see if we can retrofit something else in here, and if it works, we'll bring you along and let you know how it does. If it doesn't work, then we're going to go to plan B, and plan B is going to be putting something completely different in this car. But apparently it's like 14 grand to have a motor put in, and it's just not cost effective to him. So like I said, we're going to try something else, and we'll bring you along. Hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll catch you on the next one.